here's the thing. The flight plan. This is a weekly set of ideas that I want to work on things on my business, the things that I'm working on my business. How does that translate to me sharing the things that I'm doing to help others? And at the end of the day, the ultimate goal behind all this stuff is doing small things that help us expand upon our business. And I will tell you that one of the biggest challenges that I see agents making today is getting overwhelmed. And I get overwhelmed. I look up different things. I start creating shiny object syndrome. And at the end of the day, all I can do is all I can do. And that's a great comment that Brian tells me all the time, is all you can do is all you can do. So stop feeling like you have to participate in so many things, but it's just part of the nature of the business. So excuse me. So first thing I want to do to take off is I want to acknowledge a really good friend of mine. I know I talk about her all the time, but Tammy Goodman, she was working this weekend. I want to give her some props. She got a lot of new clients this weekend. She wrote an approval letter for one of my clients. We were out looking at properties, and on Saturday we got approved. We got some adjustments in the pricing on what he was approved for, and actually in the offer side of things. So I really appreciate the service on a Saturday. I want to thank Tammy Goodman with the Loan People, and she is the Mortgage Girl. So if you ever want to learn more about Tammy, look up themortgagegirl.com. She's going to deliver some high results for all of your clients, and so we're super grateful for her. She even gave me this cool little hat, so I want to use this to acknowledge her success in the industry and the things that she's doing. So let's dive back into this. Why are agents struggling today, and why are they feeling overwhelmed? And kind of the thing that I kind of came back to with this is we all try to do way too many things. How many invites do you get from title companies, from mortgage companies actually? And I got an invitation for lunch today from someone in the mortgage business that sees the activity that we're doing, and he wants to connect. And so these are the small little details that consume time, and you've got to treat your time as precious. And it's okay to go do those things, but you just have to make sure you're not just constantly doing all these things, because including me, I'm sitting here throwing out tons and tons of ideas for you guys to try to do something, and hopefully some of it's going to click. I can't go individually to everybody, so and say, hey, you should try this or you should try that. It has to be something that fits your perspective, the things that you want to do at a high level. We're trying to do too many things, and we're not creating the right focus. So when you start getting those emails from the title companies, instead of saying yes, say, thanks so much for the opportunity, I really appreciate it. I cannot attend this particular class. I can't attend it at this particular time. Go back to your calendar. Are these invites coming to you when you should be prospecting, when you should be lead generating? And I struggle with this, and I know a lot of agents out there that struggle with this. You've got lead generation in your calendar, and you go look at your email, you get an invitation from a title company that's right in the same time as the period where you're supposed to be lead generating. And what do? You hit yes, because I would love to go take that class. I've always wanted to learn how to be better at posting videos on LinkedIn. Who does that today? Nobody does. Don't go to that class. Just stop it. Stop responding to the emails. Stop saying yes to classes that are unrelated to the way you want to build your business. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. There's a great video I'd encourage you to look up. It's Bob Newhart. Bob Newhart is sitting as the psychiatrist, and this lady walks in and she starts screaming about all these different things that she's doing, and she's got so much, she was overwhelmed, and his response to her was so simple. Stop it. Just stop. You control your time. You control all of these shiny objects. Stop it. Look back, pause, take a moment, just pause, go to bed an hour earlier every day just to relieve some of the stress. But most of the things, the number one thing that I would say is let's get focused on some things that are really going to drive the opportunity for your business. Stop messing with the shiny objects. It's just too confusing, and too many people are throwing these ideas out at you. It's okay to really zero in and take classes on the things that you really want to excel in, but all these others that are extra, just all it does is create too much confusion. So stop it. Stop trying to do everything. It's impossible, and the results suck. Have you ever heard that phrase, the jack of all trades and master of none? I think that's very valid in the real estate business. We look at all these shiny objects and you go, well, I can be a better marketer on Instagram, or I want to be better at TikTok, or I want to be better at Facebook. And you can combine all those things and say, I want to be better at social media, and you need to be better at social media, but focus on one first. Focus on being better at Facebook. That's where a lot of people are. If you are unhappy with Facebook and all the nonsense that goes on Facebook, go over to TikTok. It's not any better. It's the same stuff, same crap, just told in a different way. However, find the ways that you want to communicate and work on one, get really, really good, and then start adding all of these extra things. So one of the things that I feel like is the ability that for agents are missing is we're not creating what most people would call as a unique selling proposition. They're called USPs. And if you really dive into your focus and start thinking about the things that you want to do really, really well, that's your unique selling proposition. What's a USP is basically telling the consumer what makes you or your services better than others. Have you ever looked at what Nike's? Do you know what Nike's USP is? It's super, super simple. It's probably one of the best USPs out there. Super simple. It's on all of their marketing. Just do it. Just do it. How simple is that? Just do it. And Nike has the support for all of your athletics needs for you to do it. So if you want to go do it, Nike's your guy, your brand that'll put you in the right gear, the right look, the right everything that you need, from shoes to hats to whatever you want. Nike has it today. So just do it. Apple's another good example. Apple doesn't really have anything written out, but Apple has created a lifestyle. So their USP is buy Apple, buy a lifestyle. You have the iPhones, you have the Mac computers. Everything revolves around the Apple. I don't even know what you want to call it. I'm an Android guy, so Apple's done a great job with music to everything from the original can't even think of what they were called back in the day when you could start putting your CDs and stuff on music players and things of that nature. These are the things that we as real estate agents have to really lock in on, is what is our USP. So mine has been tied to our Rockstar theme for a really long time, and all of our stuff is I roll out the red carpet. I roll out the red carpet, which is fun, it's glamorous, it's super easy to say, and it has a significant meaning for my clients. I want them to be the highlight of the event, of the transaction. So I roll out the red carpet for all of our clients. And what does that mean? It means it entails throughout the process, I want my clients to be the main focus of that particular transaction. So my USP is rolling out the red carpet for my clients. And if I dig deeper into that, what makes my services better than others is my experience. It's not only just experience in real estate, but it's my experience prior to real estate. And I think when you start looking at what your hobbies are and all the things that you've possibly done in your life, those are the things that will create the ways to be a better real estate agent going forward. It's super simple. Like, what are your hobbies? What are the things that you like to do for fun? What kind of jobs have you had? All of those will help you build your USP. So going back prior to real estate, I was a contractor. So I feel like my experience remodeling homes, whether it's kitchens or bathrooms, or throughout the entire process of helping my clients upgrade their homes, whether it's painting, flooring, you name it, I have experience in all of that. So when I'm representing a buyer, I now have a general idea of how much things are going to cost to help make that property that they're looking at the exact way they want, and for them to say, I can take it in present condition because I have the resources to be able to upgrade it to the way that I want. Every home isn't going to fit every single buyer's eye. There's going to be some things that they want to change. So my experience as a contractor enables me to be better at having those types of discussions of easing their mind about the expenses and what it's going to take to get the property in there the way they want it and the design that they like. So same thing from a listing perspective. I have resources, I have vendors that can come in and help get their home ready for sale. So my USP is rolling out the red carpet, and I think these are some things that you really need to look at to help you do that. Once you get your USP dialed in, now you need to create the marketing. So I did some research and I found this website. It's called jetstreamtech.io, and it's market yourself as a real estate agent. And you know, it's got some tremendous ideas in here, and I'll post the link in the description. But it's 11 creative ways to market yourself as a real estate agent. So this is a great way for you to kind of read through some of these things and then really kind of decide, what is it that I want to do to brand myself. Now I have my USP that I can deliver to the consumer, and then now who do I send all this stuff to? The very first thing that you can do to brand yourself is identify your target audience. You've got to know who you are going to talk to and what does that person look like. We call these avatars in the industry. Like if you were to create your avatar that you want to sell real estate to, what does that avatar look like? Who are you going to try to attract? And it's the same thing with all of the different types of properties that you may list down the road. You know, who would be the right person for the property buyer? So you've got to start learning how to identify your target audience. And first, it's got to be all about you. It's got to be you marketing yourself as the choice for the consumer to choose to help them with their real estate needs. So we've identified our audience. The second thing we want to do is set our goals and objectives. You know, what are we trying to achieve with marketing efforts? You know, we want to make sure that we're reaching a specific number of people. Well, can we do that with just a simple post, or are we going to have to spend a little bit of money so that we can now create? And Facebook will tell you, it'll tell you how many eyeballs are going to see that post. So you have to know how many people you want to reach and what's your budget for that particular goal. Now, in this process, you're going to have to communicate your unique selling proposition, going back to the what makes you better than others. And I work as a real estate agent, as a prior contractor. I have a general knowledge of all of the construction things that people are going to go through with the purchase of their property or the sale of their home. I can help you with the preparation. I have a lot of skill doing that, so that's why a lot of people choose Rick to be their realtor. The fourth thing we want to do is set a budget. Every agent has to create a marketing budget. There's not a business on this planet that doesn't have a marketing budget. And I feel like a lot of agents, you know, you either have, you know, time or you have money. And if you don't have any money, you've got to put in the time. That's your budget. You can budget hours. You don't have to necessarily budget cash, but I want to budget hours. And most agents worked full time. Now, hear when I say this. Most agents worked full-time for a company prior to getting their real estate license. And when you ask them about getting their real estate license, they're going to say, well, I just love showing homes, or I just love doing this, or I just love doing that. But they're unwilling to put the same amount of effort for the hours that they worked for a prior employer into building their own business. And so when you ask somebody legitimately, how many hours did you work in your business? Most of them will say 25 to 30. A part-time agent is not going to deliver full-time results. So set your budget. It's either cash or it's time. So great way to do that. Number 5 is start looking at your competition. If you want to market a farm a certain neighborhood, how many other agents are in there? How many people do you have to leapfrog to become in the top 5, top 10% of that particular market, whether it's zip code or community? Know your competition and know how many closings they're having, know what type of properties they're selling so that you can match and mirror that and then expand upon it. Now, Number 6 is seek the right partnerships. It is imperative that you have a vendor list. You want the partnerships with the title companies. You want partnerships with home inspectors. You want partnerships with painters. You want plumbers. You want electricians. You want to be the resource for, I love it when my past clients call me and they say, hey, Rick, who do you know that can do this? And I love giving that referral, because the more referrals that I can give, I'm building my potential business. Because if I'm delivering a lot of referrals to a painter, I'm hoping that that painter will give, when he gets a phone call for somebody that says, hey, I'm thinking about painting my house, we're getting ready to put it on the market. He goes, well, oh, great. Have you talked to my friend Rick? And then if they say no, and you say, hand them a card. Creating those right partnerships are huge and vital, and start working on them today. Create that time budget to create the relationships with the different vendors that are out there. Call them, take them to lunch, grab them some coffee. And how great would it be if you called 3 home inspectors and said, I'd love to take you to coffee because I'd love to see how you developed your business and what you do for not only initiating business, but also creating the right follow-up for business. And most inspectors do not get follow-up calls from their client that they do an inspection report for. I think this is something that inspectors can work on. They can actually create a follow-up program to say, hey, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, when you purchase your home, if you'll call me a year later, I would love to come back, and for half price or whatever number that may be, I would love to do another inspection for you based on the things that you've done to improve your property. Now, imagine if home inspectors had a 2 or 3 year type scenario where they came up with a deal where they could come back and make sure that there's things that people aren't seeing that they should be aware of. I think home inspections shouldn't just be on the purchase, but they should be, as home ownerships, you should have a general inspection of your property every so often, just so that you can keep up with deteriorating and maintenance issues. It's a cool thing to do. So seek the right partnerships. There's a few more here. Let's see what else we got. You need to make sure that you have the right CRM. And so as you're marketing and branding yourselves, you want to make sure that as those people are coming in to your deal, that you're able to communicate with them at a high level. What does that look like? The right touch program. A lot of great things that you can do. You can create the right CRM, and that way you can continue to communicate with them. Network within your local community. Go find the business owners that are out there. Just continue to ask them questions about their past real estate experiences. If you're not asking people how they interpreted their last transaction, you're missing the boat. Everybody that you talk to, you should say, man, hey, just out of curiosity, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did your last real estate transaction go? And then just ask them about it. These are the types of things that every single day you show up for work, and you should be asking yourself, how do I develop this at a really high level? And am I doing it in a way that's going to drive future opportunities for me? If I can do that, I can be very, very successful in this business. So think big, think activities, think actions that will drive the high levels of success, and create that unique selling proposition. So your homework today is to create a USP that's very specific for you. Mine is rolling out the red carpet, and I would love to hear what you come up with. Just think about it. Ask your friends, hey, give me a really quick, what do you think of me as a real estate agent? When someone mentions my name, do you even think real estate? Think about it this way. If you were to ask somebody, when someone mentions real estate, do you think of me? If someone asks or talks about real estate, do you think of me? And if they say, well, gosh, I'm really sorry, I think of this person or I think of that person, how cool would it be for you to deliver your unique selling proposition to that individual so that it's so strong so that they will never, ever forget you when someone else is talking real estate? That is the ultimate goal for what we're trying to accomplish in real estate, so that when people are out there, they refer you business. And the only way to do that is to build the relationship, build trust, and that's either done with cash or time. And I believe time is the best way to do that. So anyway, thank you so much. I want to thank Tammy Goodman. Go give her a call for your mortgage, but for your buyers who needs a mortgage. She is fabulous at this industry, does a great job with it, and delivers great results. Happy that she's a part of our relationships and a part of our vendor network too. So anyway, go out and have a great day. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. It's spring break. Have some fun. Take some time off if you need to. But most importantly, relieve that pressure, relieve that stress, make this business fun, and you will, I guarantee you, your business will exceed farther than your wildest imaginations if you're making it fun for everybody. Listen, have a great flight. Talk soon.